Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I have a slightly better game for you guys. This one's going to be a little bit more of a high quality memory as we get into it. I've got some pretty good players. That's right. Some of NA's finest. Apparently there was a show match. And I was like, you know what? Just send me one game from this best of 9. Whatever game you thought was the best one. I didn't watch it. I don't know who won. And I was sent this game. So in the bottom right, we've got Dolan, the Green Terran. High Grandmaster NA, Grandmaster Korea, same for McIntack, I believe. Grandmaster NA, pretty good Zerg player. So we're gonna be looking at some high level, and it looks like Dolan's gonna start this one off with a little bit of proxy shenanigans. That doesn't surprise me. He's gonna kick this game off going full NA. Although if I recall correctly, Dolan is also he's one of the guys, the NAers that plays pretty high up on the Korean ladder as well. I know this because when I get bored and I'm trying to avoid playing against Americans, I go onto Korea, but then they're all asleep because I live in California and the time zones don't work out. Anyway, I've played against Dolan a bunch on the Korean ladder and he spanks me and he's Grandmaster. So there you go. There, a very long-winded explanation for me to tell you absolutely nothing, which can be fun, Meanwhile, McIntack, he's not actually aware that this is going on just yet. His Overlord has yet to scout it. He has gone for a very standard pool first. Hatch gas pool, looks like. And the Overlord is going to scout. It should see it now. Yeah, he's going to see it. Okay, so he sees the barracks as they finish. We've got 2 Marines making their way over. SCV is going to start building bunkers up front, but the drones are going to get pulled to try and deal with this proxy rush from Dolan. Now these drones from McIntack trying to get close to nibble, and he's also going to nibble on the bunker. He's trying to buy time for the spawning pool to finish so that the Zerglings can come out and prevent a bunker from going up. And as long as a bunker never goes up, it's very hard to kill a Zerg player with this type of build. He's going to continue to run the drones out. It's going to start losing a few, but he just really cannot afford to let the Terran player siege up on his base. Another Marine does go down, so McIntack has pulled a lot of drones, and he's pulled them very far. But now the Zerglings are coming out. He's going to kill a few more of these Marines and send the drones home. Now 10 Lings coming out. Speed starts to research. This should be pretty doable now for McIntack on the defensive side of things. He's got a Ling pretty low on health. Oh, wow, the drone flank. Oh! All right, send the drones home. Send the drones home. You've got enough Zerglings to do the job. I would just go after the racks, yeah. Now, factory being made at home. McIntack can see this. If there's Overlord. Barrack starts on the high ground. He is worried about a possible Ling flood coming over to get him. Oh, these Marines are tucked in. Nice. Nestled safely under our tree. Wow, look at this micro from Dolan. It's pretty good. All things said and done. Could kill all these Lings. Yeah, they're all so low. Beautiful defense there, because that's going to mess with the larva economy. Now these Lings get on the counter. The factory will still finish, but gets that SCV, and he's going to force an SCV pull. Oh, look at this choke point. Oh, that's dirty. Oh, he done him dirty. He done him dirty right there. So he's getting some work done. Only one SCV can actually fight the Ling at a time in this little spot. Obviously SCVs have a lot of health, but yeah, no, he's getting some good damage done because of that. So that's not bad. He does do a little bit back on the seesaw of the economy of this game. Speed is ready for the Lings, so they can go a little bit faster. He's not mining gas after that, though, which says, oh my goodness, I forgot about this Overlord. Yeah, this Overlord's going to totally die. That's really bad. McIntack is hurting for larva and economy, in my opinion. For 24 to 19, I guess there's no second orbital, so it's not the end of the world. But he's got to be prepared for the next phase of the game. It's hard, right? Because you don't have that big queen count. He had to spend so much money, so much larva early on, rebuilding what he had lost to this little Marine push. At the end of the day, 5 drones for 5 SCVs. Well, I didn't even realize McIntack killed 5 SCVs total. That's pretty good. I think the 2 that went out to build the proxy, and then he killed 3 across the map. Dolan's gonna get a medevac, so a little Marine Hellion drop, or possibly just a 4 Hellion drop, and then, well, he's building a fusion core, so my guess is we're gonna see a battle cruisers because the barracks is inside of McIntack's base. I don't I don't believe we're going to be researching stim from this barracks, Commander. No, you're going to be researching death. So the queens are going to smack that ass as this barracks flies away. And we do have the medevac loading up for Dolan. So he's going to try and do some Hellion harass. The follow-up will be the battle cruiser. Fusion core is ready. He's just waiting for the 300 gas, which should actually time out pretty perfectly with this tech lab finishing. Yeah, so he should start the battle cruiser now. He's got the money. There we go. Here's the medevac. McIntack's hatchery does not see it. He doesn't know. There is some dead space in the main too. He could pretty easily drop Hellions in there, I think. He could drop some Hellions pretty cheekily inside of this base. That's how you do it. Money for nothing and chicks for free, baby. There's not all the queens. He brought the queens to the front. There's nothing here to defend these Hellions, and they're going to start roasting and toasting these drones. 4 killed immediately. Oh, tries to pull back to that choke point for the Zerglings, and the medevac picks up 2 of the Hellions, but 8 drones killed. Not bad. He's going to try to target, fire down. There's a few more. Gets to 9 drones killed for the 4 Hellions. Now keep the medevac alive, and you're a very happy Terran player in this situation. That's very nice. I mean, resource-wise, the Hellions, well, they're never really like the important part of your army. So being able to delay the Zerg economy and force larva into that is huge because, surprise, the next step of this game, we're about to kick into overdrive. He didn't build a Viking, by the way, so he can't really do anything about the overlords unless he wants to use the battle cruiser to clear them, which you don't want to do. There's no lair though, so he should just teleport in. And there we go. He teleports in. Unfortunately, it's right on top of all of the queens, but he should be able to safely get inside of the main. Kills a few drones on his way there. Thank you so much, Earp, for the gift sub to Tiger12. That is Earp's 135th gift sub. Space God, thank you so much. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Thank you so much for supporting the dream. Happy New Year. Merry Honda. Happy Chrysler. All that jazz. Or if you celebrate Tesla, you can, you know, marry that as well. So the medevac's going to load up more Hellions for another attack. Try and get some work done. What MMR are these guys? These 2 players would be about 6,000, 6,100. Dolan might be higher. Both of these players are very good. They're both better than me. Battlecruiser is going to grab an Overlord on the way out. McIntack, he said, hey, you're not going to build a Viking. I will leave Overlord spread a decent bit. The Lings are still running around. So Ling on this third, you want to make sure that you know when the Terran is taking it. The opportunity, if a Terran takes their third too late, it's like you think you're being safe, but if you don't take it fast enough, and you don't build a wall around it, you don't get some defense there, taking it late, the Zerg player can be like, oh, well, no turrets, nothing like that is going to be set up. Tanks won't be set up. I'll just go bash my face into it and kill you. So you need to be super careful. It looks like, yeah, we're getting Yamato and more BCs. That one just teleports in behind this base. So this says to me, we've got... yeah, it's gonna be 3 BCs total. That's the standard. If he goes more than 3 battle cruisers, I will be pretty surprised. He's got the Hellion drop waiting here. Now that the battle cruiser has distracted the enemy, Hellions are gonna drop inside. Queen is chasing that battle cruiser, and the Hellions are inside of the natural expansion. The drones are trying to pull away. They are starting to line up, but medevac gets killed. Oh, Rip Hellion. We do have the Spire coming in. That was a good scout by them. I mean, you kind of have to get a Spire versus Terran in this meta with battle cruisers, because if someone's stupid enough to just go Hydras, you can really ruin their day with mass BCs. This one Ling says, I'm going to turn into a Baneling. Not because he wants to kill anything, but because Baneling cocoons, the Hellions don't kill them very quickly. So he's just trying to prevent this command center from landing. That's all. See that? Yep, and then cancels it and it dies. He's trying to get the Overlord to poop creep on there at the last second too, but unfortunately not able to make that happen. So Dolan lands his third. But we have an Infestation Pit, Corruptors coming out, Burrow +1, Roach Speed. So McIntack could be thinking, so Corruptors are naturally going to be the counter to battle cruisers. Corruptors are fantastic against them, as long as you build enough. Corruptors are bad versus BCs when the BC has enough time to Yamato and then teleport out. But as long as you can build enough to just kind of smash them down, then you should be able to get the work done. And that's really, really important. Yeah, so we're basically just trying to see how we can set things up, how we can get things done for the Terran player because he's building Cyclones. He started Mag Field Accelerator, and this really isn't that common. You'll see it from time to time, but some Terrans have been focusing a little bit more on going straight into the Thor Liberator army composition. I will say I like this. I feel like it's a little less common than it used to be, but there's probably still a bunch of Terrans that are doing this because the Cyclones give you some degree of map control with the Blue Flame Hellion support. But Cyclones are just, you know, in my mind, it delays a lot of that Thor. You want to get there. I also really like this. You're not playing bio. You don't need those Marines. Don't leave any bunkers anywhere. Just free up the supply. Send those guys to die. These drones playing some games, trying to get the hatch going here. And also these Marines could scout something too. Could also accidentally kill something. Not a Corruptor though. Corruptors are super tanky. That's not happening. Maybe kill a Zergling. Cool. Cool. And this Overseer in the main has just been chilling, watching everything. Little peeping Tom Overseer. Clearing out those guys, but he's got another one ready below the third base. Now he should see that. He should have seen that that command center moving over. Corruptors could make a big play on that base. 1 health. Nice. BCs are going to go for the next round. He's been using these pretty well. See the timing of the cooldowns. 5 seconds to go for Yamato and tactical jump. So he just wants to come in, deal some damage, and then teleport the heck out of there. Feels like he's been trying to bait him to try and get the hits onto the Corruptors. Now there is an Infestor. Oh, that's a great pickup. And yeah, you just want to use 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, teleport out. Against many armies, you'll see people with battle cruisers fight and then try to teleport away at low hit points, but they did add an extra second to the teleport. So the teleport used to take 4 seconds. Now it takes 5. And the first second of those 5, the battle cruiser is vulnerable to damage. So you can't steal it. You can't deny the teleport once it starts channeling, but during the teleport channel, you can kill it. So you need to be really careful because those Corruptors can get so much damage done. And you absolutely do not want to get caught in a situation where the Zerg player is going to be able to kill your BCs before they can get out. That's what makes it so scary. And that's why you use Yamato and then you immediately teleport out. You don't sit there and try to fight until you're low on health because battle cruisers, their regular attack, it doesn't really do damage against Corruptors anyway, unless you have like an anti-armor missile or a huge upgrade advantage. Like if you've got +3 air versus no armor Corruptors, then your BCs are going to do some work. But looks like Dolan wants to make a big push. He's got tanks, he's got Cyclones, and he's got a lot of Hellions he can turn into Hellbats. Now the Zerg player is trying to use, we see here, a lot of Banelings, some Ravagers as well with the Infestors. This is a if you fungal me, I will die setup. And I have to say, he needs some more tanks. I think he needs way more siege tanks. 4 should not be enough to deal with this because he can't use Hellbats since there's so many Banelings. He's got to bring more tanks up, bring the rest of these guys over as he postures on this base. Now, if the tanks can deal with the Banelings, obviously that's going to do a ton for him. Oh my God. Infestor flank. Infestor flank. Oh, he doesn't know. He could steal the tanks and use them to blow up the Cyclones. Oh, there we go. He steals 2 of the siege tanks, tries to steal a 3rd and actually misses because he killed that tank. But the siege tanks blowing the Terran army to pieces with the support of the rest of the Zerg forces, especially because he just could not do anything. And there you see the battle cruiser almost killed that one. And the army has been routed back. Dolan on the defensive, trying to hang in there for dear life as the Zerg menace continues to come forth. Now, there are no siege tanks here, so the Ravagers, at the very least, should be able to continue to just rain biles down upon the infrastructure. Maybe kill this factory, goodness knows. There are still 2 BCs, but the Hellion Cyclone, they don't really do that well versus Roach Ravager when they're on the defensive. They're better when they're poking and prodding and harassing. Mind you, there is no creep spread here, so that is a nice caveat for the Terran, but this is so much from the Zerg. And I think, how many Corruptors does he have? 10? I think you just bring the Corruptors forward into this. You could almost pop this open right here. Look at this. You're building 2 tanks right in front of the army. So these 3 are super important. Does clean up the Lings, but this factory is going to die. He won't get this tank. That tank finishes, so that's nice. The more tanks, the better. That's the anchor of this situation. And 2 Cyclones and 6 Vikings to keep the Corruptors at bay. is not bad either. He does have this planetary on the southwest side, and suddenly forcing a very awkward engagement. Banelings are just going to try to hit the SCVs that are repairing on the back, and they do. This planetary will go down with 20 SCVs being killed. I love all of this for Macintac. He's a little bit late to the end game tech though, and oh my goodness, look at that neural parasite. That infester. Talk about behind enemy lines. Corruptors are going to yeet themselves onto the BCs, kills one of them while channeling. A bunch of the Vikings are on the ground, so they're not going to fight the Corruptors. They are not going to get into that turf war. Except now they will, as the Vikings have gone back into the air, and he's like, look man, I'm just trying to kill all your air stuff because I want to build Broodlords, and this BC unfortunately came out to play, but it was past curfew, and the monsters in the dark hour got him. Zerglings against this. I mean, Zerglings look cool, but no, Lings are no longer the they're not going to do a whole lot here. These are very well upgraded Hellions, and the Lings only have +1 carapace, so yeah, the Hellions would be two-shotting the Zerglings, which makes them quite weak. Now we have Broodlords coming out, and the Hellion Cyclone portion of this army is not really going to do a whole lot. It's kind of fun to cast a good game. There's not really any like too many silly moments going on, but otherwise things are good. Having a good time. What's up? They charged you for the chicken and didn't give it to you? I'm so sorry. Well guys, Nathan just lost his lunch and paid $17 for it anyway. Feels bad, man. All right. So you got the army pushing towards the center. There's a lot of tanks to deal with the roaches on the ground, but is there enough to deal with the Broodlords? I actually feel he may have turned too many of his Corruptors into them. Taking this fight out in the middle of the map is extremely risky. As soon as the support units are gone for the Broodlords, the Cyclones are going to be able to come up and hit them too. There's plenty of tanks and Hellions in the back to stop this. There's the scan. And it's just infestors. Yeah, there's no meat here. There's no meat for the army. Just 3 Broodlords are not going to be able to get it done on their own. Well, I guess if he keeps landing those fungals, maybe. But you need the Corruptors. 12 are about to finish, but the Broodlords are slow. They're dummy thick. And ripping pasta. Okay, one Broodlord for some reason was still alive for a while during that fight. Infestors try to go for the flank neural, and they do take a few of the units. They grabbed a flying Viking and a tank. Goodness, this game's been really back and forth, hasn't it? I honestly thought Dolan was going to lose, and now I'm feeling like Macintac's kind of out of it. But then I remember that this army is still not really that great versus Broodlords. And if you're building Vikings, well, I'm going to be honest. I'll be a little bit biased here. I don't think this is biased. I think I'm just being very objective in my statement that Vikings suck. And Thors would be way better in this scenario, but I digress. Oh, hey, look at that. 3 Thors. Oh, he canceled them. Oh, he started them again. Look at that. He agrees with me. Thors are way better. A few Vikings are nice because they distract, but I feel like the Thor is the, that's the big one. You want to have Thors. Thors are absolutely fantastic against Broodlords. There's the scan, and you see this army, and you're not super scared, but you do know that if there's an infestor that you miss that gets you fungal, burrow, whatever, neural parasite, things can go out of control very quickly. This orbital's he's got a lot of energy on his orbitals that he's been saving up, right? No, it's just that one orbital had a lot of energy, and he just used all of it. Okay. So lots of mules coming in. Now, as the Broodlord count gets higher, this does get trickier for the Terran. You need a lot of Thors. And as the Thor count gets higher, it gets tricky with the infestors, because you need a lot of infestors to disable the Thors. If the Thors can fight head-to-head against the Broodlords, in this patch, Thors are always going to win. So, and they don't just win, they clean up. You need, yeah, Hellbats, Banelings to kill those. There's a good amount of Hellions, and even the tanks are still going to help clear out the Broodlings on the ground, as long as you don't siege the tanks, because honestly there really isn't any reason to siege your tanks against this type of army. Even with the Banelings, it's just not a huge deal. So we have Microbial Shroud starting up, which I'm not sure I've never seen this upgrade. I didn't even know what it looked like. That is an interesting graphic. I've never seen that before. That's fine. That sounds good. Nice. We're getting a $25 gift card from that place, guys. I wanted to make sure I kept y'all updated on that, okay? Is he building another fusion core? Did he lose the first one? No. No, he probably just forgot that he already had one. Okay. Cool. More starports. Really, Microbial Shroud. But he's not going any air to ground. Whatever. Vikings are going to start peppering away at a few of the Broodlords. Oh, yeah. And that's the thing, too, because you want the Infestors to fungal the Vikings here. As long as they don't neural the Thors, you can't really lose the game. You can't really lose. As long as... Because you need to switch. You can't be building Broodlords against this army. It just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. Like, you just have to... You need to switch into something else. You need Vipers to either Blinding Cloud the Thors, and that's hard because the Thors have so much range. You got a Blinding Cloud or like Abduct, one at a time. It's a very piecemeal scenario. You need buffer, but there's no buffer, right? Macintac, he doesn't have a bra, all right? These Broodlords are just heaving and swinging in the air, and they're very exposed, which is a very dangerous situation to put oneself in. And he has so many Thors, too. The siege tanks are all he needs to zone away the Infestors. Of course, Broodlings will cause the tanks to shoot his Thors. So you need to be cautious. Need to keep scanning and clearing the creep. This creep spread has been really nice. Macintac has actually had full vision of this whole army. He also really likes Abathur. Thank you, Jaren.
Metal Ball Bio Sadness.
Metal Ball over Bio Sadness. Yeah. Well, Bio just isn't very good in StarCraft anymore. It's like one of the only unit compositions that's barely gotten any actual buffs over the last 5 years. Literally 5 years now. Since 2015. There's a reason why mech is so popular, I'll say that. So he steals the Thor. The Thor gets killed. There's still plenty here, though. We've got 8 Thors and 12 Broodlords. 9 tanks and 9 Vikings. 12 Broodlords actually pretty good here. I mean, I really feel like you just need to get some ranged Liberators. That's what I'd like to see. Oh, yeah, he's building 6 Libs right now. There you go, baby. He already has the range upgrade. Oh, he's got to neural parasite some of these Thors, though. And he actually can't get close enough to kill the Infestors, but he's going to move the Vikings. He's going to land the Vikings and try to save his Thors. He frees 2 of them. Oh, God. Oh, watch the Broodlords fall. Yeah, then the Broodlords start to die real quick. And these Banelings are going to crash into the Thors. It actually does do enough. With this many Broodlords, he's actually able to rout the Terran army. You need to be so careful here, though. This can flip very quickly. In this scenario, Liberator Splash would actually be pretty dirty, even though the Broodlords have 4 armor. The Liberators wouldn't really be doing any damage, but the opportunity is still there. The possibilities are still there. Yeah, he's gonna do it. I don't know if that's actually a good thing. Liberators don't. Oh no, God, no. Corruptors have like what, 5 armor? Yeah, you're not doing any damage to that. Okay, I don't think now is when you siege the libs, but I think when you're chasing like this, then the Liberator Splash gets useful. Because even if it's not a lot of damage, if you can just remove one of the volleys that the Thors or Vikings need to kill the Broodlords, that alone is enough, in my opinion. Smart Servos is on the way. That's going to make the Thors able to switch modes a little bit faster. Same for the Hellions and Vikings. Burrowed Ling blocks this space, but does get cleared up and landed. And yeah, just keep building Thors. The ranged Liberators are just to kill the Infestors that try to neural parasite. And that's how you do it. Now this is a bit risky though, because he's moving his army into a place where the Infestors won't be able to provide support. He could be getting baited, but I guess he realizes the Terran army is a little bit out of position. So he's going to start to pee onto the command center. And I think he's going to be able to kill that one. The Infestors are really not in a position to help right now, though. So Broodlord's going to die. He should be able to get another one here. I think he's close to fungal range. Okay, does get 1 fungal. He's taken the base outside of his base. He just focused the broods. Let the Thors do their thing. Oh my god, no, he's really trimmed down the fat on the Broodlord count. There's only 6, and the ones that are there are very low. Where are the Liberators? Bring the Libs, let's go. I think he could kill him. I keep saying that, but Macintac actually has 9,000 minerals and almost 3,000 gas, so he's got 50 larvae, so he can keep making stuff if he wants to. This is funny though. A lot of SCVs here. He's building, how many? He's building 4 depots, and he only needs, I think, 2 to get back his to get back to max. It's kind of funny. It looks like he's trying to bait him. These infestors, oh my god, what is he doing? Okay, he's gonna try and pee on the production. Your infestors can't help the army. No, they just run into the Liberators. No, he neural parasited Vikings. Okay, he's gonna kill the army. What will Macintac do with his 10,000 minerals now is the real question. 17 corruptors. And what's next? All of this is going to die. So what is up? 56 lings. Nah, 5 infestors. Okay, I like the infestors. 56 lings. I don't. It's not going to do anything against this. Maybe he's going to throw banelings into the army. It feels like Macintac is just having a hard time as this game goes on. He's getting gassed a little bit. Dolan's kind of always been a mech memer, so the patience has been there for him for a long time. He's building 8 more Broodlords. I just don't think you can build Broodlords into Thors like this. I really would have liked to see him try and tech switch. Like, get Vipers. There's the Lings. Okay, yeah, those are still pretty good with the Banelings. Okay, kills the Planetary. Good Neurals. And then the Liberators with the +1 fighting the +3. Yeah, okay, well, Corruptors are all going to survive that. The Liberators are like, yeah, let's just turn around. He has so much money, but he spent all of his gas. Now he's trying to build roaches, but he no longer has the larva. He doesn't have the larva. He hasn't been injecting. Yeah. He doesn't have the larva to actually do anything here because all his queens went to fight and they died. Yeah, he just can't build anything. He has no larva. And he spent all of his gas. Oh, he's supply blocked with 5,000 minerals. Yeah, I'm gonna guess Dolan wins this one. See, roaches can be really good against Thors because Thors need 3 hits to kill a roach, and the 3rd hit is all overkill. Roaches are actually quite good in certain scenarios. I think I've seen like, I mean, I really feel like most of the games where I've seen the Thors lose, it really comes down to a tremendous usage of Vipers with like Abduct and such. But oh well. Can be hard to say. That one, Thor's gonna go kill that base. Pretty sure Macintac is dead here though. I do not know what he does. He doesn't have the larva, he doesn't have the gas. He still needs to spend a significant amount of the larva that he has on overlords if he wants to max out. But yeah, this is so many Thors. Oh, he's just gonna kill him. He's just gonna kill him here. +2 ship weapons is gonna finish. So the Vikings and Liberators are going to get a little bit more annoying. Yeah, just siege up this base. You got this. Been a hell of a game, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to assume this one ends soon. 18 drones obliterated there. And this is a lot of roaches. There's one infestor. Could go for a cheeky fungal. I can't believe you researched Microbial Shroud. There were barely any Liberators used in this game. Maybe he thought there would be more, I guess, which is fair because Liberators are really good. This is a long game. Corruptors are like, don't take my extractors, you monster. Really going for the fantasy GG timing here. I love you, McIntack. You've taken all my ladder points before. Oh, he almost saved it. Rip. And he's just trying. Is he just trying to bile bait him? Well, guys, can we talk about your favorite type of cold cuts again? I don't know that I have too much else to add to this conversation that we're having right now. Shout out to Drickett for giving me a pretty good game to cast here. Some good players. It's a long one, but I appreciate it. Yeah, it really just felt like McIntack just kind of kept trying to headbutt a Thor army with Infestor Broodlord. And the reason why the Thor got buffed in the way that it was to allow it to actually counter Broodlord based armies. But no lurkers, no vipers. It just seemed like McIntack wasn't really doing all that he could, I guess, to adjust, if that makes sense. I just go kill him. Moral of the story today is Thors are good units. Well, Thors are good at their jobs. They are now very good at their jobs. I would not recommend building Broodlords against a guy that has 8 Thors, personally. This has got to be the end. He kills a surprising amount of stuff with this, by the way. Still not enough. I guess the Terran's not really mining either. Oh no, he took that base again. Never mind. Norrell's another Thor. He's actually killing this army. But he's out of stuff now, right? Like it's got it. There you go. Well played. Dolan does it. Well, that was a game and a half right there. I think it slowed down a little bit towards the end, but a good game. Well played there. Give us your thoughts in the comment section and also let us know what your favorite type of cold cut to get at the grocery store is.